In this light blue Ford pickup truck, Michael was cruising along the highway, not because he liked being flashy, but because he finally could. 3 years ago, his car was 10 years older than he was, held together with duct tape and dreams. Now, well, it was different. See, Michael is an average Joe. He's just an ordinary guy who didn't win the lottery, inherit a fortune, or sell a multi-million-dollar business. But he was 52 years old and had over $420,000 invested, a paid-off pickup and a small house outside Cleveland. So here's how he did it. Chapter 1. Your salary is not a limitation, it's a launch pad. Back when Michael was younger, he didn't have much going for him. No fancy degree, no trust fund, just a steady paycheck, a beat-up Ford, and a question that's haunted him for years. Will I ever be free financially? To his colleagues, he probably seemed unremarkable. Quiet, kept to himself, always on time. They didn't know he was 5 years behind in paying off his student loans, couldn't afford pizza every Friday, and was fixing his own brakes. Yet despite these financial limitations, Michael made a decision. One day during his lunch break, sitting in the back of a delivery truck, eating a cold turkey sandwich, he decided he didn't want to spend the next 30 years trading his time for money. You see, most people fall into two camps. Either they think, money doesn't grow on trees, and so they spend everything they earn, or they think, a salary will make me rich, and so they blindly chase promotions. But Michael chose something else. He decided to use what little he had to plant seeds for a future most people thought he could never build. Here's the thing. Even if your paycheck seems small, if you commit to saving and investing for the long term, it can become a launch pad for significant wealth creation. There's power in small beginnings. As Warren Buffett famously said, do not look at what you are now, look at what you could be. Michael knew this, and so when his monthly check came in, he moved fast. Every Friday, as soon as the money hit his account, 15% was automatically transferred into what he called his future wallet. This money was untouched until retirement loomed. No bills, no splurges, just freedom. This meant skipping pizzas, birthday cakes, and family outings sometimes. But for Michael, it was worth it. Every sacrifice built his future self-confidence. So if you feel stuck right now, know this. It's not about the size of your salary. It's about the habits you form around it. And there's power in small actions repeated over time. Chapter 2. Side hustles built untouchable wealth in his second year. Michael took a deep breath. He was consistently putting money into his future wallet, and that gave him courage to take action. One day, while flipping through channels, he saw an ad for DoorDash. It said, be your own boss, set your own hours, make good money. And for Michael, it was too good to ignore. Here's the deal. Michael was making $2,500 a month. He was fine with that, but he wanted more. Not extra luxuries, extra freedom, a new car, some peace of mind. He also had a 7-year-old daughter who deserved more than hand-me-down clothes. So he started dashing on Sundays. 6 hours, around $100. Every penny went into a separate bank account. No debit card, no app access. He called it the ghost account. For a year, he did this. He drove in the rain, delivered smiles, and saved. Michael says, I didn't have time for a side hustle either, but I didn't have time to stay broke. And he's right. If you're serious about building wealth, you find a way. And here's the deal. If you're not willing to do something uncomfortable to secure your financial future, why expect your future self to be comfortable? Chapter 3. The 4-bucket system that almost everyone ignores. After 1 year of DoorDashing, Michael had $5,000 saved, but he wasn't sure what to do with it. He considered investing, but the stock market felt risky. He thought about real estate, but that seemed out of reach. Then one night, late at night, he heard a finance coach on a podcast talk about a modern version of the envelope system. She divided expenses into 4 categories: needs, wants, savings, and investments. Michael scribbled it down, tested it and never looked back. He assigned percentages to each category based on his priorities. 60%, essentials, rent, groceries, gas. 20%, future investments, savings. 10%, dreams, travel, family. 10%, freedom courses, side projects. Every dollar had a job, and after a month, Michael noticed something. His credit card bill was gone. He wasn't paying interest anymore. His future bucket was growing. His dreams were funded, and his freedom bucket allowed him to buy new skills. By giving every dollar a purpose, he took control of his finances, and that gave him peace of mind. For example, when his daughter wanted new shoes, he knew exactly how much he could spend from his dreams bucket. When his car needed maintenance, he didn't panic. He dipped into his essentials bucket. When he wanted to learn about real estate, he didn't hesitate. He bought books from his freedom bucket. This system helped him cut unnecessary spending and redirected that money towards his goals. He saved, he learned, he grew. Chapter 4. Skill is the real currency. Michael knew that his income wasn't going to change drastically. He was just an average Joe. No college degree, no formal training. But after hearing Warren Buffett say, "The best investment is in yourself," he acted. He bought a $89 course on Udemy, then another, personal finance, real estate, copywriting. And guess what? The knowledge he gained from these courses paid dividends. He started offering financial advice to his friends. He began house hacking, renting out rooms to students. He even got a part-time gig writing sales copy for local businesses. At first, he didn't make a lot of money, but over time his skills sharpened, his network grew, and his income followed. He wasn't waiting for a raise. He was building his own ladder. And remember, financial literacy is like a snowball rolling down a hill. It gathers momentum as it goes. The more you learn, the more you earn. It's a cycle. Chapter 5. The silent paycheck. In his third year, Michael wanted more passive income, less reliance on his day job. So he turned to dividend stocks. He started small, buying shares of companies like Coca-Cola and Johnson & Johnson. He understood the concept: buy shares in a company, get a portion of its profits, reinvest those profits to buy more shares, which earned him more money, which bought him more shares, and so on. The first month he got $12, then $40. Today, over $300. He calls it his silent paycheck, and he reinvests every dollar, because every dollar is a brick in his future. If you want financial freedom, you need multiple streams of income. And dividend stocks can be one of those streams. They don't make you rich overnight, but they can provide a solid foundation for long-term growth. Final thought: what will you do with your next paycheck? Michael's story isn't extraordinary. It's extraordinary only in the sense that most people don't live like him. They spend their paychecks on things that bring temporary happiness, rather than investing in their future. When you get your next paycheck, take a breath. Look at your income, your choices. Are you spending like someone building wealth or buying distractions? Someone who's fearful of the future or excited about it? Your paycheck is a vote for the type of life you want to live. Use it wisely. Remember, wealth doesn't come from luck or connections. It comes from consistent choices. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and want more, take a cue from Michael. Invest early, invest often, and invest in yourself. Maybe today is your cold sandwich moment. If you're ready to stop surviving and start building, you know what to do.